about personal branding. And I read something, Cindy, that you wrote, or I guess you were quoted in an article, I think it was in Forbes, about how we lean on our title to be our brand, and we shouldn't do that.
Very true. So we tend to identify with whatever's on our business card or our email signature. And the problem with doing that is we're actually not giving ourselves enough credit for what impact we're making in the world. And we are multifaceted. That's not just who you are. You're not just, a manager, a leader, a salesperson. You're a thousand other things that you could bring up at any moment. And I do talk about multifaceted brands in the book because I think we're all like a diamond. And so you have to know what your facets are and know your strengths so that you can bring that to light when the opportunity presents itself. It's the same 5 steps as the first book, but it's about how you're selling yourself. And so if you know I call them your superpowers, but it's really your strengths. If you know your strengths, it's so much more than job title. So don't sell the job title, sell the impact you make in that role. And that's another place where I think women undersell themselves. And that's part of why I wanted to name the book Sell Yourself, is because the operative word is sell, but we forget that. So we as women have to really be vocal about the impact that we make, and we have to sort of carry our own flag. And I want to empower people to be able to do that and to share their superpowers freely with the world, because we're all stronger for it if we do.
What do you think is the biggest mistake you see in the workplace with people understanding their personal brand and living that out each day?
This is a scary one, but it's the truth. You have one whether you realize it or not, and you are selling it whether you realize it or not. And everybody knows it but you. So if you are lacking that self-awareness of your brand and what you're putting out there, that's what's holding you back. We all know that person that has the resting witch face or something, right? And we kind of giggle about it behind the scenes. If they're not aware of that, they can't fix it. So we all have blind spots. And part of having a powerful personal brand is seeking feedback. That's that trust and listen, step 3, seeking that feedback to figure out what those are so we can fix them, so that you can be more powerful to get closer to what you want.
Absolutely. And I think there's some people that don't know how to get started in doing that. I know when we did it at work a couple of years back, we assigned people a mentor and had them go and have the person who was being the mentee get a list of people that they would like the mentor to seek out information from about the same questions about that mentee. And then the mentor would go over that with him, and they were all anonymous. And there were quite some surprises, I think, for some people. But how would you do that if you don't have a program like that in place? What would you recommend? You mentioned, going and getting the feedback, but sometimes that's hard for people.
Yeah, it's hard for a lot of people because you have to be willing to have this honest, vulnerable inventory of yourself. And so I actually talk about it in the book. The book's kind of like a workshop in a book because I want people to be able to do this and execute it. And so I have an exercise that I teach, which is how you set it up to get that feedback. And so you pick 5 or 6 trusted people in your life, and you have to prep them to give you the right feedback, because people will tend to be very nice to you. You're not looking for nice, you're looking for them to be kind. And the difference in it is, we've all seen those, singing shows where people audition to be on the show, and there's the ones that can't carry a tune with a bucket. Someone should have been kinder to them and said, maybe there's a better path for you than this particular show. But the problem is everybody was nice. They said, oh, you're going to audition. Oh, well, good for you. Versus saying, yeah, not for you. Let's help you do something else. So you have to prep the people for the kind of feedback that you want. And so letting them know, I am working on myself. I'm working on my personal brand, and I am seeking blind spots. And I want your honest and kind feedback. And you're not doing me any favors by just telling me nice things. I want to know the areas that I need to improve and address in order to help me reach my goals by being my most powerful self. Can you help me with that? And then you give them a chance to talk.